Well, welcome to the Rocky Mountain Homeschool Conference Moderator Orientation and Training. Thank you for volunteering for this critical job. The workshop and the speakers are the heart of the conference and provide the training, resources, and encouragement for homeschool parents to help make them better teachers, coaches, and parents. My name is Brandy Gillum, and I'm a member of the workshop team, and I'll be guiding you through the steps you need to follow to make this a successful event. So the goal of this video is to get you, the volunteer moderator, familiar with all the parts of moderating a workshop session at the Rocky Mountain Homeschool Conference. So to keep it as simple as possible, we're going to break the task into 5 categories. So pre-conference tasks, pre-workshop tasks, workshop tasks, end of workshop tasks, and we're going to finish with useful information. Well, let's start with the pre-conference tasks. These are tasks that you need to do before you arrive at the conference. So the first thing you need to do is to watch this training video and get familiar with the responsibilities of being a moderator. Second, please look over all of the printed material in the email you received. So everything in the training video is also on these pages, and here is what has been included in your orientation packet. The first one is the Workshop Moderator Orientation, Instruction and Procedure packet. The second is the Workshop Moderator Cheat Sheet. The third one is the Workshop Data Sheet. And the fourth one is our Emergency Procedure Sheet. So the third thing we'd like you to do is to please prepare mentally and spiritually. The spirit of warmth and friendliness will set the tone for encouraging and refreshing time for parents who are looking for ways to recharge and fortify their homeschool. Begin now to pray for the speakers as well as the attendees. Fourth, we do ask that you dress professionally. In order to not offend the sensibility of others and to maintain a professional appearance, we ask that all volunteers please dress according to the following dress code guidelines, known as relaxed business casual. And that would best describe the general level of formality required. So please be sure that shirts, tops, skirts, and pants are modest and loose-fitting. Although they may fit within some definitions of relaxed business casual attire, we ask that you do avoid the following: tennis shoes or running shoes, flip-flops, shorts, jeans that are worn, jeans that have holes in them, skinny jeans, leggings unless they're worn with a skirt or a long tunic, as well as casual t-shirts. The fifth thing that we would ask you to bring along is some sense of timing the workshop. So either a watch, a cell phone, or a timer. And if you don't have one, we'd be happy to provide one for you. Once you arrive at the conference and before you get to the workshop you have volunteered for, you should do the following pre-workshop tasks. So we do ask that you check in 30 minutes prior to your scheduled shift in the volunteer office, which is in the Keystone Room, and that's located near the east entrance of the convention center. Just go ahead and look for signs in the hallway to help get you there. And you'll be given a sheet of paper with information about the workshop you have chosen to moderate. And this welcome cheat sheet will help you introduce the speaker. It'll have the speaker's name and the bio and information on that. We do have a morning prayer time every morning at 9:55, and all moderators are invited to join us for that. For those of you that are doing the 10:20 workshop, it is required that you're there at this prayer meeting. And again, that will be held in the Keystone Room. We do want you to get familiar with the red moderator bag and its contents, and that's best done by watching this video, but if you want to see one before your workshop, you're always welcome to stop by the volunteer office and examine its contents. So the red bag will look like this, and you'll see that in your room, and in it is going to have wonderful, great resources. It's going to have your clicker, your counter here. It will have throat lozenges and tissues. It will have a pen. The other thing that you will have in there is a conference program. And then one of the greatest resources will be this workshop moderator packet binder here. You'll see a variety of pieces of paper in here that we've gone over, as well as your number countdown cards. So the moderator bags will be in the workshop room, put there by the volunteer coordinators, and these materials will stay in the room all day long. If possible, we prefer that the materials are handed off from one moderator to another, but if you must leave and the next moderator isn't there, just put the binder on the lectern for the next moderator to use. And the moderator who works the last workshop of the day, just leave the bag on the lectern. Well, once it is time for your workshop, please arrive at the room at least 15 minutes prior to the workshop. And once you're there, you should work through these workshop tasks. First, greet the speaker. Introduce yourself to them and verify the pronunciation of their name if you aren't certain of it, and ask them if they need anything. Give them a bottle of water, which you'll find below the lectern there, and point the speaker to the AV tech. The assigned AV tech will attach a lapel mic and help connect the speaker's laptop to the AV system. He'll also conduct a test to make sure everything is working well. Demonstrate to the speaker how you will keep the time. Ask the speaker if they're familiar with the time cards for counting down the final 15 minutes of the workshop, and show them those time cards and how you'll display them. So first would be 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left, and for those that are very talkative, thank you for coming as a good ending signal right there. I do want you to treat your workshop as though you're hosting a party with an important guest of honor. Have an attitude of anticipation and excitement. Be watchful for ways that you can meet the needs of attendees. Moderators really set the tone of the conference, so it's important that you welcome each person with a warm smile. So we do ask that you have parents with babies sit near the exit. In most rooms, there'll be a chair sign reserving seats for them near the exit of the room, and parents with babies are always welcome to be in the workshops, but we are recording these sessions for the benefit of many others who cannot attend. So parents with loud, crying, or talkative or overly active children are asked to exit for the sake of those in attendance and for the ability to record the workshop for others. So try to evaluate that situation and be sensitive to parents who just need some time to get situated. You might need to graciously ask a parent to take a child out until they quiet down. So just monitor the noise level of children throughout each session. If feasible, strollers should be parked in the hallways or in the back of the room, and they cannot block doorways, aisles, or any walkways. One of the other things to do is to just be alert for workshops being overcrowded. If the workshop looks like it's filling up quickly, contact the workshop coordinator immediately, and a workshop coordinator will be in the hallway watching over the 4 nearest workshop rooms, and they'll be keeping an eye on this as well. So ask the audience to move in from the aisle seats, and you may need to repeat this announcement several times and possibly with a bit of extra authority. Try to make every effort to have all the empty seats filled, and depending on the size of the room, some people can stand along the walls, and if the workshop completely fills up, post the sign on the door stating that the workshop is closed. So you'll find this again in your moderator packet binder. And the last thing is our code word, EGR, is extra grace required. And that's just for a situation if you come upon that an attendee is turning either hostile or getting out of hand. If one is occurring, contact the volunteer coordinator immediately and we will send help. All right, so you will begin the workshop with the lectern microphone, and you start the welcome about 1 minute before the official starting time. So greet the audience with whatever you're comfortable with. Welcome, good afternoon, hello homeschooling families, etc. Just give them a few seconds to quiet down and direct their attention if needed. You would then share the information in the workshop welcome cheat sheet and introduce the speaker and workshop title. So I'm going to give you an example of what this would look like. This workshop is moderator training. Thank you for attending. For the consideration of others and to ensure the quality of the recording, if your children create a distraction by way of laughing, crying, chattering, or being overly active, please take them out of the room. You are welcome to return when they are quiet. If you have a stroller, please park those in the back of the room, and at the end of the workshop, please complete the workshop or speaker evaluation on the CHEC app. Now please help us in welcoming our speaker, Brandy Gillum, and then initiate applause. Very, very good. Once the speaker has started and there are no technical issues, just walk to the back of the room with the clicker. So close the door of the workshop once the rate of attendees entering the room declines. About 10 minutes into the session, count the number of adults and teens and the number of children who appear to be under the age of 12. And record that attendance on your workshop data sheet. Get as close to the actual number as possible, because this information truly is critical for future conference planning. We do want you to anticipate and be aware of the needs around you. So let the workshop coordinator know if your speaker hasn't come in at least 5 minutes prior to the start of the workshop. This is definitely an emergency. If any equipment breaks down or is missing, doors are locking, also definitely an emergency. If the trash can is overflowing or the bathroom nearby needs to be serviced, or if there's noise from adjacent rooms that are interfering with your workshop, please find someone to help you. Also, please let the AV tech know if there's any problems with the sound or projection equipment. Of course, that will be an emergency. You can ask any CHEC committee member who has a two-way radio to page one of the volunteer coordinators if you need immediate assistance. And also remember, their cell phone numbers are listed at the end of the cheat sheet. So I do want you to stand where the speaker can see you, and you will lift the 15-minute sign, the 10-minute sign, and the 5-minute sign at the appropriate times. Some speakers don't interrupt themselves to let you know they saw the scene. Sometimes they'll just nod, but if they looked your general direction, then they probably saw it. If the speaker hasn't concluded by the designated time, lift your "Thank you for coming" sign at the close of the workshop, and thank the speaker after the workshop. Once the time is up, the workshop is over, and it's critical to always end on time or before, because the next workshop is going to need the room, and there's really no room for error at this point. So if the speaker has questions at the end of their presentation, or if this is an interactive Q&A workshop, have the speaker call on the person and have the speaker, you'll use this sheet right here, please repeat the question sign, and that will allow question and answers to be recorded in the audio. So don't forget to pay attention to the time again during that Q&A session. And again, initiate applause when time is up. So once the applause is over, start the end of workshop tasks. First of all, thank the speaker and ask them if they received their speaker gift. Second, fill out the workshop data sheet. We want you to record the number of attendees and share any additional comments regarding the workshop procedure, logistics, or observations that we might be interested in knowing. To you, and just leave that sheet in the binder. And then the third thing is we do ask that you go to the CHEC app and complete the evaluation of the speaker in the workshop. The last little bit we have for you guys is some useful information, and that is map and emergency procedures. In the program that you get for the conference, you'll find a map on the back of it for the facilities. And the material that you found in your email will find instructions about any procedures that you have questions on. And don't forget, the phone numbers that you'll need will be found on the cheat sheet for both the volunteer coordinator and the workshop team members. We cannot thank you enough for your willingness to serve as a moderator for the Rocky Mountain Homeschool Conference. Your role is critical, and we thank you very much for your service.